Hey guys, in this video I'm going to show you how to remove and replace the EGR valve from this Audi A6. Remove these 3 pins. Now if you look on the side here, you can see the EGR valve, this round thing. It's a small assembly which goes a little bit lower and attaches to the engine head. First, let's see a little quick how this valve works. You've got a line, and that vacuum line comes from this solenoid, which will take the vacuum from the intake manifold and activate the EGR valve. When the EGR valve is activated, you will get some of the gases from the exhaust manifold to be recirculated into the first intake pipe, which goes back to the intake manifold. First, you've got 3 5mm hex bolts on the side, which holds the PCV hose on. Here it comes. Let's place this thing like that. Again, with the 5mm hex, you gotta remove these 2 bolts which holds the EGR valve hose. That's why you gotta take it out, because it's not flexible in order to bend it and put it away. Now you've got 2 bolts on this side here which holds this heat shield on the pipe. So use a 8mm socket and remove these little bolts. Let's take it out like that. It will be much better if this heat shield is removed as well. Alright, so for safety reasons, I'm going to remove these 2 bolts which holds this heat shield on the bottom here. It's quite difficult to see, but there are 2 of them and they look the same like these ones. I've got here a universal joint with the 8mm socket. Alright, here it comes. You can see here the holes, you've got 4 of them. Now if you look down there, you're gonna find 3 5mm hex bolts. It's impossible for me to show you, but I'm going to show you once the EGR valve is out. Now I've got my socket on one of them. You've got 3 of them. One is a little bit lower and 2 on the same level. So remove those. On all 3 bolts, I had to keep my wrench like that in this angle. That's the only way you can do that. Otherwise, there is no way you can fit in there your wrench. And this is my torque bit holder. These are the bolts which holds the EGR valve on, and you can see there's a lot of oil leak on this car. And now it's only the matter of disconnecting the vacuum hose. You can see this hose clamp. Let's take it out. Hose clamp is out. And here it comes, guys. This is the position of the bolts. Down here is the gasket. Now you can see down here a lot of carbon build-up around this EGR valve. Could be worse, but anyway, this will prevent the gases circulate as much as they should, because you can see there is a good layer of carbon build-up in there, right? You'll need some sort of angle 5mm hex in here. Otherwise, with this one, you have no chance. Not even this torque bit will fit in here alone. This is impossible to fit in here because this is in the way. Alright, so after a lot of struggle, the only thing I managed to do is to twist it like that. And it's still okay. I can still see the valve inside there. Right, it's that circle. And I can get more access down here and clean it up. So next, let's test it up and see if this valve works. Since this is a vacuum actuated valve, I'm gonna use a hand vacuum pump. I have this weird adapter which will fit on this vacuum hose nozzle. Now when I apply vacuum, the valve should move inside there. And I don't know if you can see that, but that valve does not move. Right now I'm going to release the vacuum and you will see that nothing happens in there. So I'm going to attempt to blow through this side and I will apply vacuum and I will see if that air will pass through. Okay, it does pass through, but it's very, very difficult for the air to travel. So it opens, but not completely. This EGR valve, it does need a cleaning. Remove the PCV hose, this rubber hose, and you can just submerge this in gasoline. Make sure that the gasoline doesn't go through this nozzle, through this valve. I'm gonna let it sit with that fluid in there for a couple of minutes. Looks like there have been removed a lot of carbon from there, as you can see. But I'm going to add some gasoline. I believe gasoline is gonna be a little bit more effective. Alright guys, from this point it's time to install back the EGR valve. Just place a bolt like that in order to hold the gasket on. Actually, I will put 2 bolts because the gasket is gonna move around a lot, and place it in position down there. I will also reconnect the vacuum line. Limited access in here, but still. And once you install 2 bolts and you catch the threads, it's easier. Next, use some sort of hose clamps, very tiny ones for that vacuum line. Of course, make sure that you have a hose clamp for this as well, because it's gonna be the one-time use one, which you have to remove. On that heat shield, it's good to install first the bottom bolts and then the top ones, because otherwise they will not fit for some reason. Alright, this thing looks solid. Now let's put back this guy. Alright, so that was pretty much it. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. Also, if you want to see more videos about this Audi A6, I'm gonna put a link in the description so you can see a playlist I made. Also, if you are new to this channel and you want to see more car repair videos, hit that subscribe button as well. And until next time, drive safe so I can see you soon.